God will isolate you to elevate you. Welcome to Empress of Oracle, where we tune into all things the divine, and thank you so much for being here. This is a lesson that I have had to learn in literally the most painful, ugly crying, horrific way that I've ever had to learn a lesson. And honestly, I thought that I was done learning all of my lessons, and then this happened. So are you experiencing people backstabbing you, betraying you, isolating you, talking behind your back, all that stuff? So if you are, and if you're a good person and perhaps you're in the midst of some type of a spiritual awakening or glow up or something along those lines, and you're finding that you're feeling isolated, that people are doing this to you, perhaps it's because God is isolating you to elevate you. So there's this really amazing oracle on YouTube, and I do not remember their name and I don't remember the whole thing, but they did like a channeled message and it resonated so strongly with me. I added a few small things, including the zombie part of things. But what she said is that, and she was explaining it like as if it's you. So it was like, I felt like it was me going through this. And she said, it's like you're on this island and there's all these people around you and you're trying to work with everybody and trying to be a good person and do the right thing. And they're just isolating you, putting you somewhere. And then you ended up on the shore of this island and they were all over here and you were on some isolated part of the shore, and all of a sudden this like magical boat comes in, and it's a boat that's only for one person, and it's only big enough for one person because the people who isolated you and made you feel like shit and all that stuff weren't meant for your blessings. So you're trying to get on this ship, but the second that you try to get on this ship, all of a sudden all these people start coming out of the woodworks. And this is where I kind of almost picture them like zombies, because they're bloodsuckers. They feed, they're energy vampires. They feed off your energy. So they're totally fine fucking you over when it's not, you know, like you're on the outs, you're the underdog, whatever. But the second that you get something, all of a sudden they're gonna act like they've been there the whole time. So there you are, just about to board the ship that God made specifically for you, specifically only for one person, because he saw that other people weren't meant for your blessings. And all of a sudden these things come out just like zombies out of the woodworks, out of behind the rocks, from the trees, from everywhere. And you know how zombies, they're like, and then they like start like chasing you, and they're chasing you from every direction. And you know, some of them are like, hey, come on back here, come back to like this forest and stuff, don't you remember the good times? And then some of them are like they're like, oh yeah, like let's go on the boat together, and they're trying to push you off the boat and everything. And if you look back for too long, or if you allow them to distract you, you will not go on that boat. And then I also saw it like, say if you're gonna like meet up with you know, the person who's actually your equivalent, or your friends who are your equivalent, it's almost like, I don't want to say super or mega yacht, because I don't like those mega yachts because they're very polluting to the environment, but like let's just say like a small yacht or like a boat. And then when you take your like your one person boat, and then you go to the next part, and then that boat has like the people that you're meant to be together, but it's like a one person boat. But that story just resonated with me so strongly, and I'm like sitting there like eating my cornflakes, listening to this oracle like this is what I do. So I thought I would pull a few oracle cards. Oh shoot, and there it goes, literally, one sec. Okay, so literally that exact moment that so all of my homemade oracle cards went like flying everywhere. So it's interesting, I opened up my mermaid, and hopefully nothing else goes flying here, mermaid and dolphins oracle deck. And it's interesting because the very first thing that at the bottom of the deck, like, it's funny because if I'm like not trying to look at the bottom, I don't, but if I look at the bottom, it means it's like a message for today, and it's morning affirmations. So this would have to do with the collective. If you're resonating with this God will isolate you to elevate you thing, if you're resonating with being the underdog, which I certainly have my entire life, say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. So I want to go ahead and read from morning affirmations. Begin each day with positive intentions and affirmations. Before getting out of bed, spend a few moments thinking about your desires. Don't worry about how to bring them into physical form. Just allow yourself to imagine that they've already manifested. Then make one or more positive affirmations to release relating to your desires. When you open your eyes, write down these affirmations. Keep a pen and paper by your nightstand. During the day, look at the affirmations and say them mentally or verbally. Okay, so that was really interesting because as I was saying that, it was like a message was coming through. When I was in Guatemala, oh my God, I am obsessed with Guatemala. Guatemala, Thailand, yeah, like if you want to go on a trip, go like, if you want the Costa Rica experience for a tenth of the price, go to Guatemala. But I was doing like earth shipbuilding type eco-tourism, eco-volunteerism, I mean to say. And I would have the weirdest dreams. I was in Comalapa, which is right close to Antigua. Actually, there's a buried city that was buried by the volcano Agua, which is really interesting. But that's probably another story for another day, or maybe that's part of the message. But I would have the weirdest dreams. They were so vivid, and it was like almost had to do with the elevation and the like the tectonic plates. Like there were earthquakes close to where I was. So when it talked about keep a pen and pad on your nightstand. So one of the things is that there might be some things coming through your dreams. So I just broke up with somebody and I was starting to have horrible nightmares about this person. And it was almost like it was my angels trying to warn me about them. Maybe the type of person they were, maybe like the potential path that things could potentially go down if I continued that path. But I would have these like horrible nightmares where this person was possessed by a demon and was eating my heart. I know that sounds like really scary and freaky and whatever, but kind of goes along with the zombie theme anyways. So you know, like maybe perhaps this is a message, you know, not only to put the morning affirmations, obviously, like, or, you know, in the morning, think about all the things that you're grateful for, which is going to bring me to my next thing when I'm going to talk about Job. But also just, you know, keep a dream journal or like really pay attention to your dreams. I almost feel like that's partially about, you know, pay attention to your dreams. Like perhaps, oh, there goes one. Oh, healing heart. I just mentioned heart. Oh, that is so weird. I've always wanted to do a YouTube channel where I did oracle cards. This is my, whoa, and another one comes flying out. Wait. Oh, wait at the shore for your ships. What the fuck? Yeah, anyways, I have always wanted to do a YouTube channel where I did like oracle, rest. Interesting. That gives me like Four of Swords kind of vibes there with that rest card. I just ordered a new tarot deck, like an actual tarot deck. Before I've only had like, not that these aren't amazing, but like angel and mermaid type cards. Okay, so the first one is wait, don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. Okay, so what that is saying to me is that don't just like, when you rush, you regret. Somebody said that to me, or something. When you suffer, you like, you know, when you're trying to remember. But it's like, don't just, like, for me, I enjoy my own company, as you can tell from like this video. It seems like somebody who enjoys their own company. I'm not gonna lie. But that's also because sometimes people have been such absolute assholes to me that I had no choice. So thanks, fuckers. And I don't normally swear this much, but it just seems fitting for this video for whatever reason. So don't rush. If you rush, you regret. So don't just like, because you're lonely, there's people I feel that will be listening to this, that will almost be like, oh, I'm feeling lonely. I'm just gonna call so-and-so, that motherfucker, that asshole that fucked me over. I'm just gonna call them and like, and you know, every single time they get their vampire, there's like a cord that they get stuck back on you, and then you have to go through the whole lesson all over again. Trust me, been there. It reminds me of The Simpsons. Both our viewers will be thrilled. Okay. So if you take action now, oof, how is this oh my God, you'll miss a window of opportunity that's coming to you shortly. Don't worry, you'll know in your heart and your gut when that moment arrives. In the meantime, it's important to meditate and make sure that your breathing is deep and frequent. Often we hold our breath or experience shortened breath during stressful periods. I'm a heavy breather. You're also on the verge of receiving some new information that will alter the course of action you plan to take, leading you in a more positive direction. By waiting, the outcome will be much more enjoyable than if you took action without this added information. Affirm, I have infinite patience and I'm divinely directed to always be in the right place at the perfect time. Okay, let's say that 3 times. When there's affirmations, you gotta say it 3 times. I have infinite patience and I'm divinely directed to always be in the right place at the perfect time. I have infinite patience and I'm divinely directed to always be in the right place at the perfect time. So that's so interesting because I've pulled this weight card, and although I really love that the artistry on that card, I always hated that card. But then when I read this, I was like, oh, this is really interesting. I have a whole new appreciation for that card. And I mean, I have gone through these, like drawing them, tracing them, like going over this book, you know, like those things that you just do over and over again. Anyways, and I found this really interesting healing heart. So that's another message, I think. You are a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. Okay, interesting. So the people who God is right now, they're isolating to elevate. Those people, they're the chosen ones. They're the healers. So maybe what it is that right now it's time to get to the shore, to wait for your ship. And then you'll go to that place with the other people, like you know, I keep getting these tarot readings saying, you're about to meet your soul tribe. And I'm like, when? You know, like, I'm just dealing with asshole motherfuckers right now. But it's like you have to go and meet your soul tribe, heal your heart, and then it's time. I feel like I'm getting like a weird shadow or something. Sorry, my ADD is kicking right in on this reading. Interesting. So, yeah, go with your soul tribe, heal your heart, and then come back to everybody else when you're kind of healed and you're ready to go. You're a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. Deep within your heart, you're aware of your healing abilities. Perhaps you've received feedback from others about the way that your words or touch have helped them heal. So what I'm getting from this is the people that are listening to this, it's like, the same people who like stabbed swords in your back, you know, like that 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords energy and like left you for dead. That's the card I'm seeing right now. I need my tarot cards. They're coming in the mail. And they like stabbed you and left you for dead. And those are the exact people that you are now inspiring, because experiencing your love, getting to meet you, has somehow had such a profound impact on these people. And what I'm going to tell you is those people, oh boy, are they regretting it. Not only are they regretting it because they don't get to come on your glow up with you, but they're also regretting it because they feel like shit for being such an asshole. And they feel like, you know, like it's almost like, okay, it's almost like the swords that they stuck in your back. So your subconscious mind can't tell the difference between a dream and reality, but it also can't tell the difference between if you do something spiteful or mean to another person. It actually immediately has an effect on your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind experiences it as if somebody did it to you because you did it to yourself, and it just reflects how you feel about yourself. So the people that stabbed you in the back, I guarantee they're all feeling the pain. They're getting their karma now. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. There's the guy on the top and then the guy there, and then it goes shoo, and then all of a sudden the underdog's on the top and the person that stabbed you in the back is on the bottom, and they get to experience all the karma that they put you through. And by isolating yourself, you're putting a separation between yourself and that karma, because if you keep coming back to those people, they're just going to keep putting you through that karma. It's only after you stop it. And it's so interesting because after I've cut off this relationship, not only did I all of a sudden receive a lot of money because this person was asking me for money and making me pay for everything and everything. I didn't even know how that happened to me. I said I would never be one of those girls. And yet I found myself in that situation. And so all of a sudden, my bank account starts looking better. My health is getting better, you know? And it's like, and God kept telling me and telling me and telling me, I'm like, but I can't, like, I like this person, I love them more than I love myself, all this shit. And you know, he kept telling me, and my angels kept telling me, and like, you gotta like separate yourself from this person because your blessings aren't gonna come in and your health is only gonna start improving when you separate yourself from that person. And I kept not believing it and believing. I said, no, I'll find a way to like have both. You can't. You can't. By drawing this card, you're urged to take your healing work to the next level. You're also asked to purify your diet and thoughts so that higher frequencies of healing and energy can flow to you. So that's like separating yourself from people that you know are toxic for you and toxic things for you. And I keep getting this about purifying your diet. And what it comes down to, so star seeds, what it comes down to is wheat, sugar, dairy. I tell people this all the time. Their eyes glaze right over. They totally ignore me. But I just got a candida cleanse, mycosol or whatever. And my angels keep telling me like the whole wheat, sugar, dairy thing, like stop. There's things you can do to like get allergies out of your body, but at the same time to like, it's like that NLP stuff, but at the same time, you're not really supposed to consume those foods. And I was talking to a friend and his face looked so much better. And he was taking mycosol, this candida cleanse. At the same time, he went vegan and his skin, it was like glowing and he like had lost all this weight. Like not normally that like I don't necessarily agree with like losing the weight, but unfortunately when you do these cleanses, you do lose weight. Like, I mean, I'm always trying to put on weight, but it was like all that shit had gone out of his body and he had gone to vegan. So perhaps this is also another thing. The healing energy can flow through you. So putting separation between yourself and unhealthy situations, people, energies, food. By opening to the next level, you'll notice a shift in the people or situations that come to you for help. You may find a number of healing opportunities increasing, or your clients may display a greater understanding of spirituality. That's if you have a client-based business. Heaven wishes to support your healing work completely. If you'd like to further your education, work in a healing center, or increase your income, just ask and then be open to receiving. Interesting. That seems like a very specific message. So there's healing heart. It's interesting because this healing heart kind of reminds me of the stuck card in this deck. The stuck one, like you're indecisive and whatnot, but you know, like, so that it reminds me of the stuck card. Anyways, we've got rest and we've got wait. So perhaps God is putting a lot of us in a timeout, in the timeout chair. Yes. Remember the guy in Kill Bill? So we're in the timeout chair right now, starseeds. Me too. Definitely I've been in a 5-month timeout chair. Learning some lessons I didn't want to learn. We've been working hard. Take a nap and get some rest. This is QRS. This is definitely 4 of Swords energy. You know, there's that famous Oracle deck and it has like the person in the nest and there's the 4 of Swords in it. I don't know if you're aware of that one, but it's definitely a 4 of Swords type energy. This card asks you to slow down, rest, and be very gentle with yourself right now. Yeah, I can definitely, what is that word? Not empathize. Oh, don't you hate that when you have the word, but you can't remember what the word? Relate. I can definitely relate. Be gentle with yourself. Yeah. You know when when you're connected to somebody who's really toxic for you, be it a family member, a relationship, a friendship, and you keep hanging on to that relationship, and no matter how toxic it is for you, and you just keep hanging on to it, and it's almost like it causes this negative spiral of self-talk, or like, you're like, oh, are they saying bad things behind my back? Are they doing this? Are they being unfaithful? Are they talking to others about me? Are they ignoring me? Are they gonna put me on red? Are they gonna block me? Or am I gonna block them? All that. And that is like a form of negative self-talk, and it's certainly not being very gentle with yourself. Can you cancel your appointments today or for part of the day, or take a nap? By drawing this card, you're urged to let go of any unnecessary activities and to focus on self-renewal. Give yourself a hug, look in the mirror and say, I love you. I promise to treat you with the respect and care you deserve. You're wonderful. Okay, let's do that again. I love you. I promise to treat you with the respect and care you deserve. You're wonderful. And don't just say this. Don't be one of those people who say something and then do something else. Ugh, just don't even get me started. I love you. I promise to treat you with the respect and care that you deserve. You're wonderful. No rushing or time urgency is allowed today. This is a day of sweet kindness where you treat yourself as gently as a baby cradled in your arms. I keep getting this message from my spirit guides about stop saying mean things to yourself and stop being so hard on yourself, and another thing, it's like I'm becoming my own mother, I'm becoming my own therapist, I'm becoming my own teacher, I'm becoming my own healer, my doctor, everything. Kind of reminds me of how, like, they say everything is one, and then it makes me think I'm alone in the universe. But at the same time, it's almost like you have to like learn this lesson that, you have to be everything to yourself, because no one's really going to do it for you. You can't rely on other people, and you can't expect other people. You can't have expectations. If it happens, great. But in the meantime, like, for example, I do my own acupuncture, I tweeze my own eyebrows, I do my own waxing, I do cupping, I give myself a massage, like I give myself Ayurvedic massage, like I literally do everything for myself. I cut my own hair, like I don't go to the hairdresser, that freaks me out because they always F it up. And yeah, so it's like, I'm kind of getting that vibe, like, be everything for yourself, be your own protector. Okay, so that is the Mermaid and Dolphins card. So that was a beautiful kind of experience. And I made some notes here about Sabur Ayub. So I live in the Middle East, and there's this thing that just keeps coming up, Sabur Ayub. And it was interesting because I stumbled across the meaning of both of those words. Sabur meaning patience, and then Ayub meaning Job. And I've always been obsessed with Job. The reason that I'm super obsessed with Job is because it has 42 books, and also because he's like the underdog of the century, and I consider myself also the underdog of the century. And and so 42. So, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and he said, what is the meaning of the universe? And he's like, 42. And what is the question? Earth. So I don't know. I've always had like this thing with the number 42, and like the light is refracted and prism through Pink Floyd and everything. And like, so it comes through only at a 42-degree angle can the rainbow come through. So I was reading through the book of Job, and then I saw one of my friends WhatsApp notifications, your status, and it said, and it reminded me of something from Job, but it was not from Job. It was actually from so Redeeming Love is this book called Francine Rivers. It's based on the book of Hosea, and they're making a movie about it, and it looks so good. The last part of that book says, and that's like one of my favorite books. She's such an amazing author. Though fallen low, he has lifted me up. So let's do, I'm going to say that 2 more times, just like so it goes in your brain. Though fallen low, he has lifted me up. Though fallen low, he has lifted me up. So that's just, I felt like it kind of went with the theme. So I wrote down a few of the verses that I really liked from Job, and then just a few things that I think we need to learn from that, because it really goes along the lines, because same thing happening to me right now, probably happening to a lot of you. God will isolate you to elevate you. So it says, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. And then ... God be praised. I don't know, a tear came to my eye when I first read that. And then the next one is, Job got up, tore his robe, shaved his head, and fell to the ground and worshiped. A lot of that, like, shaving your head, being naked, like, like you can't take things that, you can't take the money and the things, when you die or whatever. So just being like naked before God and no matter what, like praising God or like giving thanks or, keeping your heart clean. In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. So in all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. So never once did he blame God or say like, he did this to me and my life is horrible, and still found a way to be thankful. And then the next one is, when they curse you, hate you, isolate you, and talk... Oh, that was my note. Well, I'm not going to edit this, so this is my thought about it. When they curse you, hate you, isolate you, and talk badly about you, don't let your heart become black. And another thing is, okay, these are my notes, sorry. And another thing is, always find something to be thankful for during the hard times. Be a man or woman of integrity, no matter what the test that comes up. And something that's really interesting, so God has drawn boundaries over our lives and our blessings. And he's trying to teach us to draw boundaries too, because if he's isolating you to bless you, perhaps you have, like I am, horrible at drawing boundaries. I'm a hardcore Cancer, and I believe Cancers are the worst sign about drawing boundaries. And it's something that I've learned, hard lesson after hard lesson after hard lesson. And it's always like a little bit different of a lesson, but it's always the same lesson. And I somehow managed to not learn my lesson every time. And boy, do the lessons become more painful if you don't listen, my God. So God has drawn boundaries over our lives and our blessings because our blessings are not their blessings. The people, and that was what the last part of that video, like the oracle, the other oracle that was speaking on YouTube, and she said that there was a flood of karma that came to the island after your ship departs, and if you stay on that island, you will get the bad karma with everybody. But our blessings are not meant to be their blessings, because God needs to give everybody, like, it's like the wheat from the chaff in the Bible. Like there's like, I don't know what chaff and wheat is, but I'm assuming that the chaff is like green or like sticks or something, and the wheat is like golden. So you have to separate the two, because they're not meant, it's like if a dog shits all over the carpet and then you give it a treat, it's like, oh, here you go, and you're gonna just teach it to shit all over the carpet. And I don't think God is trying to teach us that. So sometimes I entertain myself. So it's like our blessings are not meant for them. So that's why we're being isolated right now. As painful as it is, and boy, is it ever painful, as painful as it is, ugly crying in your cornflakes, listening to your tarot card readings, when are they gonna come back? But my God, our blessings are not theirs. So God has drawn boundaries over our lives and our blessings. So I really hope that somebody has enjoyed this. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and please pass this on to somebody that you think that this could be helpful for. And thank you so much for tuning in to the end. I'm going to be really excited to see what the responses are. So if you wanted to just like comment below and see if this resonated with you, because certainly, like, God will isolate you to elevate you. It just resonated with me so strongly that I had to do my own little video about it. So thank you again for being here. And I don't really have like maybe until next time, be fit and have fun. I don't know.